Really?
Anyone you face to pass, this point is destined to die.
You fool! Everyone is destined to die.
At least it was a little bit quicker than Dante's one.
defeated Arius. There's just one thing left. Kill me. Kill me and everything will be over. I thought I was a descendant of the clan that protects Vida Marly. The ones who have the blood of the devils. But the truth is, I was created by Arius. I could become a monster and attack the humans at any time. Now, kill me. It's your job to hunt devils. What? The ritual was incomplete. But the door to the demon world is... Wait. What are you doing?
My job is hunting devils.
Once you enter the demon world, you may never be able to return. I'll go. I'm expendable. You don't need to worry about me. I'm happy if I can die like a human.
No. Devils never cry.
But...
Let's leave it to fate. Heads, I go. Tails, you go. See you around.
Don't you want to hear the story about Sparta from Mathieu?
I know. He did the same thing. Hold on to my coin, Lucia.
Dante. Arius? It seems I have to finish him off myself. told me. Devils never cry.
You must not worry, my dear. I am sure that he will return.
Could have sworn she was
Everything is
evil.
just as
Maybe
it
I'm mixing her up
was
with another old
before.
lady.
Oh my.
What is it, my dear?
Both sides are heads.
Heads, I go. Tails, you go.
It tricked me. That macho.
Wouldn't that be Tails? It's showing like the back of a woman? But I don't know, whatever. Well, meet both characters. Like I said, this was the first one I ever played. And for it being my introduction to something as a kid, I enjoyed the gameplay, I enjoyed killing stuff. But like I say, I feel like the enemies weren't that, like, chill. Like, they weren't really attacking. I feel like it wasn't like that when it first came out, but again, you know, I don't know. Because I definitely recall, like, it being a normal game design where enemies would fight me. But, you know, I'll never know because I'll never have the original one. I'm not going to go looking for that. But yeah, it definitely has its problems. It's not like the most terrible game I've ever played, but it does feel like, you know, I played an incomplete game. I still like the cinematics. I still like the design of the actual combat. And I can see where it can be improved. This is something that I can, like, just bandwagon hating. Like, yeah, it's not deserving of that much hatred. But there are parts of it there are segments where I'm like, why the fuck did whoever was in charge of that bit, you gotta answer for that. I don't know who was in charge of certain bits, but it's like, why the fuck would you, like, especially for the lock-on and the camera, the two biggest enemies in this game, like, why would you design levels that make it difficult based on that? Like, that's just, oof, that's so irritating. And then obviously improve the AI of the enemies. Add conversations in the cinematics to actually fill in, like, gaps in the story. Really, it's not a lot you'd have to do to make this an excellent game. But as it is now, obviously, you know, it's lacking. I still like watching this one more than the first one because I don't get it. The first one is just, obviously it didn't age great, but I'm just like, how can, like, come on now. Obviously, gameplay wise, like, you know, the enemies function like they're supposed to in the first one. And the camera, the thing is, the camera's the exact same. It's just this one is a bigger game, so it punishes you more with that crappy camera. And obviously, this one has the lock-on problem where it's just automatically on. Again, I don't know if that's how it was in the original or if this is an HD problem. So I'm just going off what I'm seeing right now. But yeah, personally, with what I enjoy playing, this, I'd say this and the first one are tied for last. I'm not gonna lie to you. Because if this had good mechanics, the first one would be dog shit to me. Like, I'd still not hate it, but I'm like, no, that's not gonna beat this one if this one had, like, working mechanics. So right now, they're tied just for that. But in the grand scheme of gaming, they are legendary. Both of, like, Devil May Cry is legendary in the grand scheme of gaming. And I'll always give it that. And I really like this character.
Devils.
And I like the way Dante looks in this one.
Devils never cry. I know. He did the same thing.
But Sparda did come back.
Man, they should have had her in the fifth one. I actually like the way those outfits look. Nah, I'm okay. Because I don't know if you fixed the lock-on for Bloody Palace and all that, so I'm okay. You can keep that. Right. So that's the one that everyone hated the most, even more than DMC. Not the first Devil May Cry, I mean like DMC by Ninja Theory. I think people say they hated this one more than that, but then again, I don't know. People, it's the opinion of the crowd. It's not the opinion of individuals at this point. I never actually played DMC, but I've seen gameplay of it, and again, that one looked like it had good gameplay. It's just a completely different story. So it looks like it's the opposite of this one, where it's like that one looks like the gameplay, you know, it was a functioning game. And I think that was the first one where they started actually saying, you know, savage, sadistic. Like, I don't know. I feel like that was, I feel like DMC3 didn't actually do that. But then I'm about to play that one next, so we'll see. I feel like that started with the Ninja Theory one. But again, I just recall that one being the most memorable one initially to actually make the styles sound cool. But I won't be playing that one because it's not in the bundle. So I'm not gonna throw that one any hatred because other than it being a completely different kind of story, which at least it had a succinct story because it was the only one of its game. So it's actually doing better story wise than most of Devil May Cry. I'm not gonna lie to you. Even though I love Devil May Cry, it's Ninja Theory's one. It was only one of them, so by default, its story is locked in. Even though I don't remember what the fuck it was really about, and it was vastly different from Devil May Cry. At least it didn't have more games to contradict itself like Devil May Cry. So hey, we gotta just enjoy stuff and stop trying to just hate for hating's sake. You know what I mean? But yeah, obviously, I will always point out the shit that bothers me, and I pointed it out a lot in this one, even though this was, the one that was close to my heart for most of my life. So that's Devil May Cry 2. That was my start into the series. On to the next. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Love you.